Great to have you with us. Please like, subscribe, and share. Now, we're going to switch gears here. Now that we've discussed the egregious talking head propaganda media and how absolutely vile and dishonest they are and how Trump deranged they are, no matter how much you hate the propaganda globalist media, it is not enough. Your absolute disdain for them, it's not enough. I'm telling you, it's not enough. It's got to be more. As much as I despise the propaganda media, it's not enough. It's just not enough. They are so egregiously dishonest and evil. Now, talking about, but we're not talking about the media, but talking about something that the media has fueled over the last 20 years, and that is this whole black-white race relations, cops are gunning down innocent black people, nonsensical, dishonest, absolutely untrue narrative. Just watch Dave Rubin, watch Larry Elder. They completely debunked this 3 ways from Sunday. Now, we had a very, very tragic situation happen in Cincinnati. We had 2 of them. One, both of them could have been avoided. But I'm going to play this the news clip. It started out with a officer-involved shooting of a young man, a young black man, in Cincinnati, Ohio, by the Cincinnati PD. This gentleman was in the process of committing a felony, and things went sideways. I'm going to start playing that clip because it has led to the death of another officer. Check this out.
Of an 18-year-old killed in an officer-involved shooting on Thursday. A suspect charged with aggravated murder. Here's ABC's Christian Correa.
Tonight, authorities say the shooting of an 18-year-old captured on police body cam is connected to the death of an Ohio deputy after that teen's father allegedly hit him with a car a day later. Prosecutors say the attack was calculated and premeditated. Cincinnati PD responding to reports of a stolen Kia at an apartment building Thursday morning. 4 suspects then fleeing police. Among them, 18-year-old Ryan Hinton. Body camera Hinton fall, tried to run away. He said heard a metal clothing set they believe was a gun.
He's got a gun! He's got a gun on your right! On your right! He's got a gun!
As Hinton emerges from behind a dumpster, authorities say another officer firing 4 or 5 shots.
The officer says that he saw the suspect point the firearm at him.
Yes.
Just 6 seconds passed between when police arrived and gunshots rang out. Officials say they tried administering medical aid. Hinton was struck twice and died. Investigators saying this gun was recovered from the scene allegedly found in Hinton's possession. On Friday.
Now, we stop here because this is a tragedy. No matter what, whether it was a deserved tragedy or not, if this 18-year-old had a gun and he was pointing at the officer, then the officer is completely within his rights to shoot. However, we don't know that from this particular body cam video. It's blurred. It's not good. So let's wait till we see. Let's wait to pass judgment on this Cincinnati PD officer while we wait for additional body cam footage and other things. And I'm actually going to play because we've got a little bit better body cam footage. So let me pull that up while we discuss the first half of this tragic situation. So here's the body cam. A little bit better. Okay. So there we see the 18-year-old. Does he have a gun? I don't know. I can't tell from this particular body cam footage. Now, there are at least 3 other officers. Let's wait to see their body cam footage.
Based on the officers' interviews, the officer who did discharge his firearm said that when the individual came out between the dumpsters, he had the firearm in front of him. He was in like a bladed position, and it was pointed at the officer. And he felt threatened for his life, and that's...
Now, that's the officer's account. Okay. There was also a gun found at the scene. You're going to hear plenty of reports of people like, police plant guns all the time. Hey, could the gun have been planted? Sure, it's a possibility. Let's wait to get all the facts before we pass judgment on everybody involved. But what we do know about this particular case so far is that an 18-year-old was involved in felony grand theft auto. 4 kids, adults, 18-year-old adult, 4 people were boosting a car. So we know that they were involved in grand theft auto. There was a report of a stolen Kia. They were in the stolen Kia. They evaded police in a car chase. When the police finally tracked them, got them to stop, the four people fled the vehicle. So they were involved in a felony theft. They evaded police. Then when the car was stopped, they evaded police again. And so now you've got a situation where a cop felt threatened. Should he have felt threatened? I don't know. This is where it gets nebulous. But we do know that they were in the process of committing a felony. So they were in the process of committing a crime. They made a choice to commit that crime. It doesn't mean you should be executed for that crime, but you have now put yourself in a position. As my father used to say, if you're around trouble, you're in trouble, especially criminal trouble. So those are facts right there. Now, what's still left open to interpretation? Did he have a gun? Was the officer in danger? Those sorts of things. However, what this has led to is another tragedy. Let's keep going with the story.
A day after that shooting and 2 hours after the Hinton family reviewed the body camera footage, according to the family's lawyer, a driver crashing a car into a Hamilton County deputy directing traffic near a commencement ceremony, killing him. The suspect, authorities say, is Ryan Hinton's father, Rodney Hinton Jr. Hinton's attorney calling the officer's death a horrific tragedy. At his first court appearance today, Hinton walked through a room packed with law enforcement. He's now charged with aggravated murder. The Hamilton County Sheriff says the deputy's death was a tremendous loss. Hinton Jr. is currently being held on no bail. His bond hearing scheduled for Tuesday.
The father of...
All right, so here we've got a major problem. You've got Rodney Hinton, who after reviewing body cam footage, and maybe that footage shows that the shooting of his son was unjustified. Maybe, I don't know. Let's wait to see it. Whatever happened in that viewing, he gets up, gets in his car, and goes and intentionally murders somebody in cold blood. Regardless of the reports that you will see on social media and other places, he did not unalive the Cincinnati PD officer who shot his son. No, his son was shot by Cincinnati PD. The officer that he unalived was a Ohio County Sheriff's deputy. Completely unrelated people. A completely different police force. He unalived somebody who was 100% not related to the tragedy with his son. This man is going to go down for murder. No matter what people raise in nonsense, give, send, go, or GoFundMe, he premeditatedly went to unalive a sheriff's deputy who was innocent of anything having to do with his son. So a tragedy has destroyed your son's life and obviously impacted yours as a father. But now you have gone and destroyed your own life, the rest of your family's life. You have destroyed the life of the deputy's wife because he was married, and I believe he has 4 children. So now you have robbed 4 children of a father who was completely innocent of what happened to your son. This is driven by nonsense media accounts that they have constantly driven this oppressor-oppressed nonsense, this black versus white race war nonsense. This is driven by fake media accounts that leads to continued victimization, that leads to constant strife, which leads to disinformation, misinformation. And eventually you get people acting on complete emotion. And it's extremely sad. And this is the nonsense that you get from some social media out there. It's egregious what they've got going on. What is holding up signs on sticks got to do? That's your mama asking you nicely to be quiet. Nah, MFs, listen, better when action is involved. Cincinnati, time to riot. A Cincinnati police officer shot a boy in his back. He ran right past the officer, shot him. Expletive. That's it. Time we stand together and take these MFs down. This is the nonsense that you get from social media. Now, there's another one that I want to show you because it's an actual, here's the give, send, go, the GoFundMe that they're currently trying to raise money on. Everything's about raising money now. It's just ridiculous. GoFundMe glorifying Rodney Hinton. This is just sad, especially when he premeditatedly unalived somebody totally unrelated to the case. Then you've got more nonsense from social media. This is the garbage that is driven by mainstream media. Good job? Are you serious? Good job for what? That's what I'm talking about. Don't talk about it. Go do something about it. You didn't do anything about it. The guy was completely unrelated to the death of your son. Eye for an eye. Yeah. that only, in this particular case, it only works if your definition of eye for an eye is person A unalives person B, person C unalives person D. Okay, makes no sense whatsoever. It's absolute garbage. Finally, you've got this ridiculous person on social media. This is the nonsense you're going to see over and over again. This is the narrative that has to stop. This is the type of person that has to be ridiculed, shunned, absolutely destroyed from a reputation perspective by both blacks and whites, Republicans and Democrats, because this is egregious.
Y'all heard about that daddy that just ran over the police that unalived his son?
No, he did not run over the police that unalived his son. He ran over someone who's completely innocent. You moron.
Cincinnati officers tracked down a stolen vehicle.
Police in there chasing these 4 teens in this car.
4 people get out and start.
You only see 6 seconds of this video. It was foggy as shit. Like the cop. This cop was a retired cop. He wasn't even supposed to be on duty to be doing shit. Like, see some old ass cop who claimed he saw a gun. But
No, the Cincinnati PD officer was not a retired cop. The Ohio sheriff's deputy that was unalived was a retired police officer. Yes, the sheriff's deputy who was unalived by Rodney was a retired officer. He had nothing to do with the death of Rodney Hinton's son.
And another officer said that the gun fell from him. Now, we know these young niggas carry weapons. And for them to just shoot little Buddy just because he was running, I mean, they're running. He shot Buddy and unalived him. Now, the daddy went and viewed the footage of said what happened. And after this, they say he stayed quiet and pleasant and left the room. Now, this happened next.
On MLK Drive, a deputy.
All right, so we've already heard the story. This is the kind of nonsense, hyper-partisan, race war crap that you are going to see from not only social media, but it will be pushed by mainstream, lamestream, globalist propaganda media as well. And it should be shut down. Not legally, that's not what I'm saying. It should be ratioed out of existence. Americans, black, white, Republican, Democrat, all the above, need to stand up for the actual victims in this case. The one victim is the retired Ohio sheriff's deputy who had nothing to do with anything else. Was the 18-year-old Hinton potentially a victim? Yes, potentially, but let's see the rest of the evidence first, because he was involved in a crime. We do know that. This is just an absolute tragedy, and it makes my heart sick. Now, Rodney Hinton is most likely going to do the rest of his life in prison because he went off on an emotional tirade and unalived someone who had absolutely no business being unalived. He was innocent of this particular crime anyway.